Hi, I'm Paul Malco, one of the creators and designers of Union City Alliance, a new deck and board building game for 2 to 4 players or solo play. And today, I'm here to talk to you about Wrangler, the cowboy superhero. Mac Travis was born with the heart and spirit of Texas in him. As a toddler, he was already bending the bars of his crib and flying around the nursery, and he only got more powerful from there. By the time he was a teenager, he was determined to start doing real good with his powers, so he took to the skies as Wrangler. He eventually made his way up to the big city, where he got into a whole mess of trouble, including going toe-to-toe with the crude criminal, the oil baron, and his investment partners at Ghoul Enterprises, Garth Ghoul. Then the CEO took it personally when Wrangler threw the oil baron into jail, and using a trans-dimensional teleporter, he brought Rustler to Union City. Rustler is an evil alternate version of Wrangler, who's now trapped in our world, convinced, falsely, that he can only get back to his evil universe by killing Wrangler. In addition to his own rogues, Wrangler has tussled with the likes of Crush, Alexander the Great, and the White Fist. He's joined the Union of Heroes, and is a long-standing member of Bumbleboy and Pals, whether he likes it or not. Wrangler is honest, upstanding, and he never cusses. With his fiber steel lasso, he tangles with the biggest, nastiest bullies around and shows them what it means to tangle with a true blue cowboy hero. Wrangler's signature ability is Lariat, available to him from the start of the game. This lets him, by discarding a Valor card, move an enemy or a Union card from an adjacent panel to his own. Wrangler has poor speed in his deck, so as a base, Lariat gives him a way to deal with nearby cards without actually having to move to them. But beyond that, a large part of his deck hooks into the Lariat ability, as we'll see. Snap the Line is a legacy card that amplifies his Lariat by giving him a bonus on whatever card he pulls in, damaging enemies and making Union cards cheaper, giving him more of a reason to use that ability. Although the Lariat ability is not available in his team-up deck, the card Lassoed allows him to pull in Union cards, and Caught Me a Steer does the same for enemy cards, as well as boasting significant might. Wrangler's origin deck has Wrapped Up, a very powerful might card. As well as respectable 2 printed might, he can discard this card using the Empower ability for a whopping 4 might, with the caveat that it can only be spent on the panel he started his turn on. Wrangler is not good at running into new fights and dealing with an enemy immediately, but he's awesome when he's already in a fight, or when he uses Lariat to pull the enemy to his panel. The combination of Lariat and Wrapped Up makes Wrangler one of the best fighters in the early part of the game, as no other hero has anything close to a 4 might card, even with the restriction. If Wrangler wants to lean into that aspect of his playstyle, cards like Yippee-Ki-Yay give him a whopping 5 might or 5 valor, again with the caveat that it can only be used on the panel he started his turn on, making Lariat ever more valuable. His team-up deck also boasts Yeehaw, a toned-down but still very powerful version of this card. Wrangler's deck is notable for having low speed. He only has 4 speed in his origin deck compared to 5 or 6 for most heroes, and his team-up cards have no speed either. Conversely, he excels at might and valor, and has a powerful theme of being able to trade valor for other resources. As well as discarding valor cards to get around his speed issue via Lariat, Cowboy Leathers lets him discard valor cards for defense, making this hard-riding cowboy very hard to defeat. He can obviously discard Cowboy Leathers itself, but he has a few other options, like Southern Hospitality or Social Networking in his hand. He can absorb a lot of abuse. Star of Texas is a very flexible legacy card that lets him essentially swap Valor and Might on a single card each turn, achieving cards when he wants to do that, and beating it in an outlaw's face when he wants to do that. As is often the case, the hero's theme reaches its culmination with his 7-cost team-up card, Texas-sized Hero, letting you convert as much Valor as you want into Might, unlike Star of Texas, which is only 1 card per turn. Texas-sized Hero is one of the best cards in the entire game, and many a varmint has met his fate this way. Wrangler is a brawler through and through, capable of dealing a lot of damage and taking a lot in return. Hogtie is one of his meat and potato cards, dealing good damage and giving his team a bonus if he manages to rope up some outlaw on his turn. Tougher Than a $2 Steak is a very robust combat card. While it has good offense and defense, the Activate ability lets you put it from your play area, so after you gain the Might, right back on top of your deck. This can be used reliably to get 3 Might card every turn, a very good option. Or to have your cake and eat it too by using the card's Might, then drawing it the next turn so you can gain a healthy 4 defense as well. Wrangler's pride and joy, of course, is his Fiber Steel Rope, an origin card that gives him good early game buying power as well as playing into many of his deck's themes. If you discard this card via Lariat, Star of Texas, Cowboy Leathers, or any other way, he immediately gains a heroism in return. Wrangler is a particularly specialized hero. He can brawl with the best of them, and few are better at both giving and taking a Texas-sized beating. However, he has very poor speed, and while his Lariat abilities can get cards to him, he is bad at exploring and resolving speed challenges. A wise player would pair him up with a quicker hero like the Green Death or Odysseus, or make sure they can get some good speed cards early on like Just a Blur or Chain Summoning to cover this weakness. You can check out Wrangler right now on our Tabletop Simulator Demo Edition for free on Steam. And be sure to head over to our Kickstarter right now and back while you still can. We're in the final 48 hours of this campaign, and we need you to make it all you can be. To make sure you can get Wrangler, Green Death, Odysseus, Captain Jupiter, Lady Sunbeam, Dr. Tomorrow, and much, much more this October when we release the game. We'll be back with more updates and more spotlights in these final 48 hours and beyond. And as always, we'll see you in Union City, heroes.